what's going on, ComicWow? This is Comics on TV. I'm Mike.
And I'm Kevin, your buddy Jump Street.
And we have a special two-part Flash versus Arrow evening of, what is it? We called it the world's finest. We called it the brave and the bold. But first we're going to talk about the Flash part.
The first part? Okay, cool. Spoiler alert.
Yes, spoiler alerts are for on these episodes because this is days after the fact and you have already watched them.
Yes.
And this is more of a review, so
have at it, party people. Just do this. Check it out. The best part about this episode for the Flash and Arrow crossover, Flaro Part 1, is that where's Roy? And there's no Thea.
Flaro Part 1. The team of Arrow decides to find out why this mysterious boomerang just killed somebody and where the materials came from, and it brings them to Central City. When they're in Central City, the whole team comes, except for Roy.
So the whole team is really just Diggle, Oliver, and Felicity.
The whole team we care about. And Diggle finally gets to see Barry for the first time running around the room, and his brain cannot handle it.
Reaction? Priceless! Oh, that was good. Yeah, good.
Diggle was strong in both two parts.
Yes.
There was plenty of Diggle going on.
Yeah, well, the thing I like about the tone for Flash lets him do the reaction.
Yeah.
Lets him be part of more of the comedic aspects of the show. He and Cisco definitely carried that much-needed comedy relief, if you will, in this episode. So it was nice to see.
That was the great part about the two-parters. I mean, we can easily say that over everything. It was just the Starling City versus Central City, the Arrow versus Flash. They're two totally different shows, and it echoes in both of these episodes how they decided to show both these characters and how they don't mesh in these worlds exactly.
Right, and much like the title homage to what we really know as Batman and Superman, Metropolis, sun shines all the time, Gotham, it's like a dark pit of hell. So the interplay in the DC universe of making that contrast between the two, obviously it shows on both shows, but here it was accentuated, and I think that for people that don't necessarily follow or just got into The Flash because it's first season, obviously, I think for that, explaining it to the people out there that aren't fanboys like the rest of us, I think that makes for a deeper story for them as well.
Oh, yeah.
And accentuating that difference also accentuates the difference of how Barry chooses to use his powers for everything, and Oliver, sorry for people, it happened, prefers to have precision and use his tactical skills. So,
and he's been around the block a little bit longer, so he's trying to teach him.
Yeah, good teaching moments in this episode.
Villain this week is Roy Bavalo, the Rainbow Raider.
Woohoo!
From comics.
Yeah, who they keep
really
calling
great costume.
Prism,
and he's got like all these colors
and red flashy eyes.
But what he's able to do is he's able to get in the Flash's mind, make him a little angry.
A little bit. And it takes a little longer, I think, because of his powers for it to affect Barry. But when it finally does, we get to see something go down that is going to change a certain portion of the nature of this show.
Yes.
Because whereas Barry has been operating on his own, and without anyone to rein him in, so to speak, and trying to do the best he can, now there's going to be a Flash task force.
Yeah.
Because Iris's dumb boyfriend is like, we don't know anything about this guy.
Oh, and then Flash had to pull him out of the car and just pretty much...
Well, that was in a fit of rage while he was under the influence of the Rainbow Raider.
Yeah. So, you know, we have, you know, the Rainbow Raider wasn't a big part of this episode. It was more about, you know, Barry and his attitude in setting up, you know, future episodes with the task force.
Yeah.
You know, we have a little bit of interaction with Ollie and Harrison, and I love how Ollie is just pretty much saying, Harrison, man, there's something off with that guy.
Oh, yeah. And he should know
he gets it right away.
But he should also know that, you know, Dr. Wells discerning his secret identity might be a great tip-off for the fact that he's using his knowledge of the future.
Well, let's see. Let's walk around the entire lab and keep referring to Ollie as Ollie.
Right.
Felicity, and who did she used to work for? It wasn't a hard thing if there's any microphones in the lab at all. So I can understand. Wells probably records everything.
Well, at the same time, I think it's him using his knowledge of the future.
Yeah.
I think that's the easier jump to make. Because why?
Well, why'd he ask?
Yeah, but why would it make a difference? He's using it to his own advantage.
I don't know why he asked Felicity, just if he already knew it.
For the sole reason he needed the confirmation of the look on her face to be absolutely sure.
Yeah.
It's all about the clues. They're everywhere.
I like how Team Arrow gets that Wells has got issues, but Team Flash is sitting there right in front of Wells, and they don't see how horrible of a person he is.
You know what though? I think they will come around to it soon enough, which we'll talk about after we get done talking about Arrow.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you ready to go into Arrow? You ready for that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
sure. Well, wait, no, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Here, people, let me ask you some questions real quick, because you should watch. Who was the woman that was tacked on at the end of this episode? Will we ever find out? Do we already know?
Okay.
Did Thea get plastic surgery?
Hold on.
That was Firestorm at the end of the episode, right?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Let me do the first question. There was something that happened in earlier episodes of Arrow where Ollie's mom pretty much paid off a woman to go away with Ollie's mistake of an unborn child.
Oh, I thought that's why Thea left, that whore.
Comic fans know that this is a real storyline, and wow, I thought they would throw it away, but they're going to keep it going, and I guess Ollie's, child he doesn't even know about really likes Coco. So
Connor likes Coco.
So second part of the awesomeness that just came out of his mouth is Firestorm. Fire on the head, fire on the hands, looked very volatile, looked exactly the way he should without his little headband and cool costume yet, but still, visually on point.
Yeah.
So the Amell brothers were in the same episode. How did that happen?
I don't know. It must be some freaky, weird coincidence.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think that the CW just loves them.
Yeah.
Which, nobody's saying there's anything wrong with that.
No. So now are we ready?
Yeah, now we're ready.
Oh, so I just go like this.
Oh, no!
Card 1 is gone.
My flashcard.
Now we're in Starling City, where things are darker, and we do things a little rougher in Starling.
Well, yeah, we do, but apparently they also flesh out the episode much better, so it doesn't seem like a standalone crammed with guest stars. It seems more like it had better pacing. There was a dark nature and atmosphere, obviously, to Arrow that is not the same with The Flash, and that could also be one of the attributes that caused this episode to seem better, because you couldn't see everything going on necessarily.
It seemed like an Arrow episode with The Flash shoehorned into it, though.
It did, but when The Flash shows up, unlike when Ollie shows up, when Barry shows up on Arrow, he comes in total style points.
Oh, yeah.
Snatching boomerangs, getting crazy, smiling his face off, being like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah, this grin that he has. Barry is a happy guy.
Yeah.
You got Felicity and the team going through things in the lab. You got Caitlin and Cisco just wanting their vacation to go to the Arrow Cave.
Oh, the Arrow Cave. That's what we're calling
it now. And Cisco's like, you would think this place would be more fun with a nightclub upstairs.
Yeah, doesn't he know anything about tactics and precision and stuff? Speaking of the nightclub, let's get into Cisco and what a little player he is.
Yeah, player.
Thea, that whore, stops by the table, to say some stuff, and Roy casually says some things. Hey, Roy, why don't you stop casually getting your ass whipped? How about that?
Oh, we'll get to Roy.
Yeah, well, Cisco, super player, go Vibe, says, so who was that hot piece that went by? And Roy and Felicity at the same time, Roy says, oh, that's my ex-girlfriend, and Felicity says it's Oliver's sister. So line of the night goes to Cisco for, so stay away? Yeah, dude.
Questioning it?
Yeah, because you don't have that much vibe going on yet, bro. Not happening.
Here's the thing. Roy does not need much talking about because he sucks.
Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah.
They're developing him on purpose.
No, they're not.
No, they're just beating up on him on purpose to make it look like, oh, Roy has just learned so much when the payoff comes. He's still got to lose an arm, man. And he still has to kill Thea. I wish she wasn't on the show.
So Roy gets knocked on his ass again.
Surprise!
By Captain Boomerang.
Oh, spoiler.
Who was super awesome.
Yeah. Captain Boomerang comes into this episode, kicks ass, takes names, and now Diggle has a bone to pick with him.
He was probably Suicide Squad member of the first generation of the team, and Diggle's wife, Layla.
Yeah, that's her.
Lila.
Same difference, whatever.
she made a bad call, and she pissed him off, and he's coming back for vengeance. So he pretty much dismantled Argus, which Argus should be dismantled, is like the DC universe of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you don't mess with Argus, but he, with some boomerangs, was taking people out.
Again, the dark nature of the show, had it been, you know, Barry's hometown, you would have been able to see everything that was going on, and all those Argus agents probably would have had a better chance of getting a shot off.
Yeah.
But let's talk about something important in this episode. Felicity is looking better and better with each episode.
I didn't even talk about it!
Oh my God, hold on.
No. Part one. Part one, where he runs in with Felicity, her shirt's on fire, boom! Yay! Finally! You get... Well, that made me happy.
Well, yeah, but sadly,
I feel creepy.
You should. Sadly, there's no Ray Palmer in this episode.
No.
All we saw was the logo on his building and Felicity in her office. But we did get to see Roy struggle some more with his role as Arsenal on Team Arrow. I brought it back around. I brought it back around.
I was also said there was not enough Laurel.
Yeah, there was like 12 seconds of Laurel, which, if you notice in those 12 seconds, her arms are really toning up good.
If you
she
would have
must
told
be
me,
training
if
like
you
nonstop.
would have told me season 1 that I would be looking forward to episodes with Laurel, I was like, "You're crazy.
No,
You're insane."
But he is. Me, I'm all about Felicity, but that's okay. No big deal.
I think I'm about any female that's on any show right now. I'm lonely.
Oh my God. Everybody cut. No, just kidding. We'll leave that in. All right. So ultimately, what happens is they get Captain Boomerang and they shove him into the Arrow Cave super prison, and that's how it goes. So both these superheroes have their own superhero jails, and people with powers are running rampant. And this is going to make for great seasons following this season. Speaking of which, I guess mid-season finales.
The winter finales, mid-season finales.
Yeah.
The Flash, Reverse Flash versus...
Boom!
Flash.
Yeah.
Just seeing him run around a football stadium with the yellow and the red, I was like, oh my God, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And then you have straight out of Batman Begins,
yeah.
Ollie scaling the snowy mountains.
Yep.
Face to face with Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. The League of Assassins. Woo! Yeah, it's going to be good. Both episodes that follow this crossover, if you want to call it that, both episodes look to be spectacular. So a few questions going out of Arrow.
Yeah.
Who ultimately wins the fight between Oliver and Barry? Who is that person that was referenced in this episode? What more storylines can Bratva be included in Arrow? What tactics does Arrow use against the Flash? Tactics, yeah, I said.
I wonder if I'm going to
in the last sequence prior to the credits. Like, what does he do? Because all I see is the supersonic punch.
Well, let's say
who knows?
Ollie will destroy Barry. I'm sorry, because he's tactical. He's
right, because he's like the new
He will
Batman.
figure out. He's like the new Batman. He'll figure it out. Okay. The mystery girl. There's a mystery girl in this one.
No, there's just somebody that was referenced in this episode that maybe might be something future coming up. Oh, surprise! And the only way you're going to find out...
I guess he was paying attention more than I was.
Hey, and the only way you're going to find out is by watching these shows and checking them out to see what happens. So watch regularly. Get involved with these shows because they're good.
And get involved with our videos. Comment at the bottom.
Bam!
Like us on Facebook. And also follow us on Facebook so that way it goes into your Facebook feed.
And find us on Twitter at @TheRealComicWow.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Subscribe!
And also go to our Vimeo channel. Vimeo? Woo!
Oh, yay!
We have one of those too.
Yeah, subscribe. Do it now.
Also go to ComicWow.com. Start a free profile today.
Yep.
Interact with your fellow comic book enthusiast. That's it. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
Yeah, next week's going to be silly.
It is. It's going to be awesome. We hope to see you next week, checking out our videos and what we have to say. Hope you enjoyed this one. That's Mike. I'm Kevin, and this has been Comics on TV. See you.